All right, friends, I feel like it has been forever since I did a thrift haul, and so much of my home is thrifted. So much of it is secondhand. So this is a huge part of my channel, my blog. I love to encourage people and just show them that they don't have to have hundreds or thousands of dollars to create a beautiful home filled with character. One of these days, I'm just gonna walk through my home with you guys and show you everything that has been thrifted or found secondhand. So I'm gonna take you with me thrifting first and show you some of this great stuff that I found. It was a good thrift haul that I had. And then I'm going to kind of show you guys each item and how I plan on styling it throughout my house. So let's go thrifting. All right, guys, at this particular thrift store, some items are priced higher if they are in like the vintage antique section. So I found a lot of great stuff in that particular section today. But I also did some thrifting throughout the rest of the store. The baskets, unfortunately, were a little bit sparse on this trip, but I always like to check the basket section because most of the baskets you see in my home are thrifted. I thought these little ducks were kind of cute and unique, but they were a little pricey for me, $15 for the pair. I don't know, they are pretty cool. I feel like they would have looked really cool in a boy's bedroom. And I loved this little vintage silhouette. I kind of regret not grabbing it, but it was $8. Maybe I would have paid that at an antique store, I'm not sure. These vintage crates were really cool. I just didn't know what I would use them for. So I ended up leaving them there at the thrift store. But then I spotted this awesome jug, crock, whatever you want to call it, $12, and it's huge. I don't know if you guys can tell how big it is, but it was really heavy and I loved the brown color. I also scored a ton of copper on this particular trip, and I loved the patina of this particular copper piece. It was so beautiful. I love the brass handles. This lamp also had a really cool kind of weathered brass, aged brass, I guess you would call it, patina, but I couldn't think of a place where I would use it currently. Part of me regrets not grabbing it, but I also found these cute little dishes here that have these darling little blue and white like stripes on them. I'm not even sure what these are, but these were half off, so they definitely came home with me. Now, I did see this like wicker love seat, and I have been looking for some wicker for my front porch. This was a little pricey at $45. There weren't even any cushions with them. All right, friends, I want to take a quick moment to thank Oslo for partnering with me on today's video. I can't wait to tell you about these Oslo sleep buds because they have made a huge difference in my mom's life. So every brand that comes to me, I ask myself, okay, would I use this in real life? Because I want to be authentic and genuine with you guys. And so initially when they reached out, I thought, I don't really struggle with sleep. But then I thought about my mom. My mom has lupus. She was recently diagnosed, and I don't want to talk about it for too long because it'll make me emotional. She's been struggling with a lot of health issues lately because of her lupus. And one of the things that she really struggles with is insomnia. She will be so exhausted and so tired, but go days without being able to sleep. And my dad has recently had some like knee replacement surgeries and shoulder replacement. So sleep for him has been really tricky too. So he has been snoring more. That along with my mom's insomnia, it has been a real struggle for her. I asked Oslo if my mom could try them, and they were totally willing to send them for my mom, which I thought was amazing, so that she could try them and see if she noticed a difference with her sleep. So before I tell you about her review of the Oslo sleep buds, let me tell you a little bit about what these sleep buds even are. So these sleep buds are a science-driven one-stop shop for the best sleep of your life. Unlike other headphones and earbuds, Oslo's tiny sleep buds are designed to comfortably block out sleep-disrupting sounds and replace the noise with anything that you would like to stream. They are ultra comfy even for side sleepers, and they come with all-night battery life and biometric sensing. The Oslo app makes setting up and controlling your sleep buds super simple. These sleep buds also come with 4 different size silicone wingtips that are soft yet durable, so that you can enjoy 10 hours of noise blocking bliss. So I guess I just want to read my mom's review for you guys. She's super shy. She doesn't like to be on camera, really. I do have one home tour on my channel here where she actually got behind the camera with me, but she was amazed by these earbuds and she actually sent me a review of them. She said she was super skeptical until she put the sleep buds in her ear and said that her husband, my dad, was sitting right next to me talking and I couldn't even hear him. I was amazed. I love the fact that there are different sizes you can choose from. My ears are small and the buds I chose do not feel bulky at all. They fit snugly inside my ear and I'm able to sleep on my side. I've had insomnia and pain that has kept me awake, making it hard to function in my day-to-day activities. She goes on to say that the Oslo sleep buds have so many wonderful, soothing options to listen to, that the battery lasted the entire night for her, which was a wonderful feature because you aren't startled, awake by the absence of these sounds. And she loves the option to listen to music or scripture late into the night without waking her husband, my dad. So guys, the Oslo sleep buds have made a huge difference in my mom's life. If you struggle with sleep at night and these sleep buds sound like something that would help you, I highly recommend clicking the link in my description below so that you can check out the Oslo sleep buds. I will also have the QR code here on the screen so that you can scan it for all of this information. I'm also going to include a discount code below so that you can get $10 off your first pair of Oslo sleep buds. Guys, I'm so glad that my mom gave these Oslo sleep buds a try. They have made such a difference in her life. Sleep is so important for our bodies. So guys, if sleep is something you struggle with, make sure you scan that QR code or click the link in the description below to get $10 off your first pair of Oslo sleep buds. Now, I did spot these really cool wooden bowls and they were huge. This one caught my eye, of course, because it looks more weathered. I love the tone, but it was $15 and there was a crack in it that had been repaired, which I didn't love. So I ended up leaving it there, but isn't this neat? I was tempted to grab it. Now, these little glasses, I kind of regret not purchasing because I have some very similar to these and they were only 50 cents each. I also left this little copper piece behind, which I kind of regret as well. I don't know why I didn't just grab it. It was so cheap, but I left it there. However, I did find this larger copper piece. I couldn't catch the price there. I want to say it was like $6, $7, or $8, something like that. It's real copper. The patina it looked like it had just been like cleaned up, but I tend to like copper that's a little bit older. You can see here that it's made in France, which is really cool. So I'm gonna try to like age these copper pieces later on in the video. Saw some really cool salt and pepper shakers, but I didn't need any. I also spotted this piece of pottery from Frankfurt, which is kind of cool. My husband's from Germany, if you're new here, but I left that behind as well. Then I spotted another piece of copper. Oh my goodness, I think this one was $5. Again, it's a little orange for me, so I'm gonna show you what I do with it later on. I'm always tempted to buy cast iron when I see it, but I already have a piece just like that one. Now these plates were really cool. They were the prettiest like bone white color. They say, I want to say made in Brazil is what they said on the back. And I just love plates like this and I can always use more. This little picture kind of caught my eye. I love the scallop detail. I thought it was super cute. Not super old though, so I just left it behind, but I did love those little scallops on there. Now this brass piece was really neat, $3.99. This was at a Goodwill that we visited later on. I don't know, it was cool, but I decided to leave it behind. I also spotted this awesome huge crock, but it was $75, which I think is a lot of money for a thrift shop. These little teacups I thought were super sweet, just simple beige stripe. I don't know why they caught my eye, but I left them behind. Aren't they cute? I love us a good stripe. Now this blanket also caught my eye, and the blue was perfect for our boys' bedroom, so I actually ended up grabbing this, and I forget to share it later on when I show you all of my finds, but I did end up grabbing this. So if it works out in my boys' bedroom space, I'll show you how that all comes together, but for whatever reason, I just thought it would look really cute in there, so it came home with me. These lighthouse prints I thought were really neat. They were a little pricey, $10.75 each. I didn't have a place for them. That's one thing about my home. I don't have a ton of wall space. So those stayed. The scallop dish was really cool too. Anything with a scallop I love, but unfortunately it was a little pricey. $15 is kind of a lot, so I left it behind. I love a good peg rack. This was also at Goodwill. I almost purchased it. I've gotten so many peg racks that are in my home at the thrift store, but I kind of walked around the store with it for a little bit and decided that I didn't have a place for it at the moment. I'm always looking for pots for the garden, but I didn't feel like painting any of these, and I'm not crazy about those colors. This lantern was really neat as well, but not quite as vintage looking as I would have liked. This pumpkin, I was so tempted to grab just because I know I would use it during the fall season, but I'm not thinking about fall right now. I'm thinking about spring and summer, so I left it there. This little piece of pottery caught my eye though. I love handmade pottery, but I left it there for someone else. I also saw this old American Eagle bag, and I was tempted to grab it just because I love the look of a jean jacket hanging up, and I thought this would just be pretty hanging in my entry, but I left it there. All right, friends, let's talk about some of the items that I found. The only thing that I brought home from our local thrift store were these pans. So, funny story. My son Caleb, we just celebrated his birthday, and his favorite cake that he requests every year is angel food cake. And so I always make a regular angel food cake and a gluten-free angel food cake. And whenever I make angel food cake, I don't know if you've baked it before, but you have to allow the cake to cool upside down. And so I'm always balancing my angel food cake pans on glass bottles. And it's always kind of nerve-wracking, and I'm like, don't touch that, nobody walk by. So I thought that these were great. These angel food cake pans have little stands on them. So what in the world? They were $2 each. So I just grabbed them. It says Comet Aluminum, made in the USA. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll probably use these just a couple of times a year, to be honest. But anyways, I got 2 of them. I was happy about that find. I love angel food cake with strawberries, whipped cream. So good. Okay, the next thing that I grabbed at my local thrift store, I need your help with. I'm not sure what these are. All right. So I got these little dishes. Are these for butter? They are so cute. Now it says $8 for the set. It's a set of 4, but all the vintage items were half off. So I paid $4 for this little set. Look how pretty and cute they are. Anyways, I just thought these were so precious. I loved the blue stripe, clearly. And in honor of my thrifting video, by the way, my outfits thrifted. I just wanted to share that with you guys. All right, so next up, I went to another thrift store that's local-ish. It's 30 minutes away. And oh my goodness, I found so many great items. So you guys probably saw all the copper that I got. So I ended up grabbing this guy, and Super cool, really pretty patina. I've not seen this shape before. I don't see any markings on this piece of copper. I think it's really cool, and I feel like it would be perfect for a plant, maybe. Stick a plant in here, or just because it's so wide at the top. I'm not really sure yet. But then I found 2 other pieces of copper. And like I said when I was shopping with you guys, I was nervous because I wasn't crazy about the patina, but I knew it was real copper. And so I thought maybe I could take them home and age the copper myself so it wasn't so like orangey pink. So I tried a couple of methods. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay. So the first method I tried was a vinegar and salt bath with a little bit of ammonia. And so I just made this little bath for my copper last night. And then this morning I felt like it looked okay-ish. Drained out the bath and set the copper back in the pan without thinking. Well, then I came back and then it was like all teal and streaky, and I thought, oh my goodness, I ruined them. I have to start over. So I cleaned them up, and then I tried a heat method. So I stuck them in the oven at 350, and I didn't look at a tutorial. I just saw that like heat can help to help the copper to age and patina. And so, anyways, stuck them in there way too long. The copper ended up turning like purpley pink. And I thought I ruined them. So then I used some like Scrub Daddy natural cleaner and just like cleaned them up a little bit. And I feel like they turned out really good. I feel like they sort of match the patina of this one. So they could age a little bit more for my preference. I really like it when copper is more like brownish. Rather than like pink or orange. So this is how they turned out. How pretty. This one is actually a really pretty patina. I like that. This one could maybe age a little bit more for my preference. It's still like a little bit on the pinky orangey side, but this one I think is really pretty. So anyways, I grabbed both of these pieces and they were a little pricey. I feel like this one was like $8 or something. But I always think about the fact that like if I were at an antique shop, would I spend this amount of money? And I would. If I were at an antique shop, I would see $8 and think, oh my goodness, what a steal, you know? So I just went ahead and grabbed both of these, and I can't wait to hang them up somewhere in my kitchen. All right, then look what I found. Oh, then I found this guy. You know, what I thought was cool about it is that it had this small mouth. So I feel like this would be really pretty for flower arrangements, because typically when you see big crocks like this, they have a really wide opening and it's very difficult to fill a crock with that, you know, amount of flowers. Like you would need just a ton of flowers. So I love the fact that this has a small mouth on it. And of course we just, you know, wrapped up lilac season here. My tree's kind of turning brown now, but I might have to go outside and just clip something to show you guys how beautiful this is gonna be with flowers just on my dining room table maybe. I don't know. I feel like for 12 bucks, this was a good deal. So anyways, the next thing that I found were these beautiful plates. So I don't know what it is about these plates. They have a really pretty like bone white color. These are just like my kind of plate. Just white, beautiful bone white color, and they're just really pretty. So I think these are going to be our new like kids plates that we use for every day. I've been wanting some white ones. Typically kids eat a little bit less, so these are a bit on the smaller side. So there's 6 of them. So, you know, when I have my friends over with all their kids, these plates won't work. But for our family, these plates will do just fine. I'm gonna wash them up and stick them in my cupboard. They're so pretty. I could honestly put them out on display. Maybe I'll just put them out on the table, but I love them. I'm very happy with these. So I think that that's everything. Let's like find spots for all of these fun items. Alright guys, how beautiful is this crock filled with these gorgeous clippings from my yard? I feel like it turned out to be so perfect for my table. Now, I don't know exactly where I'm going to put these little dishes. I tried them here on my hutch and I love them here, but then I also tried them in my kitchen with some of my other blue and white finds, and I love them there too, so you'll have to tell me where you like them most. Of course, right above this plate rack that my husband built for me, I have a copper collection, so I hung one piece of copper up over that plate rack, and I love the way it looks up there. I'm sure it will continue to age and patina over time, and I think it's a beautiful statement up there. My plates I just have sitting out currently. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to just leave them out on the table all summer or if I'm going to tuck them away because they are so beautiful. I hope this video just reminds you guys that you can create a beautiful collected home with a very low budget, and I love taking you thrifting and showing you guys all of these things that you can find for so much less. So if you are new to my channel, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.